right. Nevertheless, the moment we've been waiting for, and we still had to wait for a little bit of it, at 10:45 Eastern Time, the Bloodline entrance begins. 10:45, Roman, Paul, and Solo, here they come. At 10:49, Roman Reigns asks for the microphone. At 10:50, he asks St. Louis to acknowledge him. And then immediately Cody's music hits, and he does his entrance and gets his chance. And at 10:52, he spoke his first word. So they literally had entrances the same length as the goddamn segment that took place after the entrances, which I was just found tickling to me. But never, it takes a while to get it in the ring. But once they got there, this was, again, fucking brilliant. And I don't know now that if Roman Reigns may not have been the best promo in this set. Cody did great, but Roman was exceptional. And from the time that Cody asked, he said, well, you've been saying you got a Cody problem. What do you mean by a Cody problem? And Paul starts to say something, and Cody's like, I'm not talking to you. But Roman told him, you're not the problem. It's what you represent. And, I'm a fighter. I'm in God mode, right? You're just a pro wrestler. And look at your track record. You ran away from Stardust. You ran away and started a company that you couldn't get over in, and then ran away from that. How many times would in previous eras would a line like that even been able to make WWE television?
Not too many.
But they know now that, I think Triple H knows. Vince probably wouldn't go for it, but Triple H knows they've got an overall smaller audience than they ever have, and most of the people that still follow wrestling know what the fuck's happening. But anyway, and he says, then you come here and you get over and your body quit on you. Your pec went pop. And, April 3rd, you're going to have to get up and look in the mirror and you're going to run like a little bitch. And then Cody admitted that he did run away. And what he did was make it where 100% of the locker room could make more money. I think he's a little touchy there. But anyway.
But you know what part of the problem is for that one specific thing? And I don't think it's a fair line. Obviously, it's a line here in a promo. You ran away to start that other company and you couldn't get over there. And he said, well, I did that and 100% of the locker room makes more money. There aren't too many defenses for that in a promo. Like, what else is he going to say quickly?
He goes, well, but goddamn, I'm back and 10 pounds heavier. But nevertheless, he said, maybe he just is a pro wrestler, but nobody needs to bring my dad up again because at WrestleMania, you're going to see me. And then he fired up at him and cut a promo on April 2nd at WrestleMania, and on April 3rd, Roman, you're going to wake up without those titles, and then Jay and Jimmy will leave you, and Solo, and then Paul, and then you're going to be a Roman with no more reigns and a chief without a tribe, and he just told him off, and Roman stands there, and then just dropped the microphone and started walking out, and Paul goes with him. And then Solo and Cody face off because Cody's trash talking Solo. But Roman and Paul get halfway down the aisle and turn around. What's he doing? And they pull fucking Solo out. Well, Solo goes to fucking blister Cody and Cody kicks him in the face.
Well, Cody goads him into doing something. Yeah,
Cody goads him. And then when he goes to do something, Cody gives him the boot. And as Solo's going to swing back, there Roman has got him, and he fucking stops him and calls him out. So now Solo's going into business for himself. But the last, that last promo segment, that did a great job, again, like all this stuff has, of selling this issue. And now we got all the principals together. Sammy and Owens against the Usos, Cody against Roman. What will Solo do? They've done a brilliant job on this, and both these guys could talk. But Roman was great here.
Roman's promos are good. Sometimes for me, it gets a little bit too much into, and then I'm going to smash like that.
Yeah.
But I liked it here. But to me, the best thing about this with Roman was what he didn't say. When Cody would say something and Roman would start selling it in his face like you believed him. You know, the confidence was going away. When he said, your family's going to abandon you and you know it. It's going to happen to Jay and it's going to be Jimmy and eventually it'll be Solo and eventually Heyman will be for hire again.
Yeah.
Watching Roman's face drop.
He'll be a rent boy again.
Well, I didn't say that. But watching
sale, rent, whatever.
Watching Roman's face drop and then react to it. Again, the reactions were good. Both guys did incredibly strong promos. Cody's been doing the best work of his entire career in the last few months since the Royal Rumble. They've made me interested in Solo. The way Solo reacted here, how he was ready to do something. Remember, the Usos are his brothers. So he ties into all of that too.
Yeah.
There is still so much up in the air, and that doesn't bother me. I'm looking forward. They've earned my trust with this program that I'm looking forward to how it's going to play out.
Well, there you go. So that was Raw.
That was Raw, and, you know, Jim, speaking of Raw, a lot of people out there in society get a Raw deal. A lot of people, they get it up the back end. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Metaphorically speaking, as I stated.
We're going to talk about butt stuff.
I'm not talking about butt stuff. I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about the real world. Are you getting it raw from a big corporation? Are you getting it raw right now? Well, Jim, I think there's a man they can call.
Well, you did the fucking intro. Just play the music.
Call Stephen P. Show or two. Those are the rest.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you feel like you're getting it up the old rear entrance, if you're being perpetrated sort of like an in through the outdoor type of thing, if you would like something or someone that you could use as a metaphorical condom to prevent you from getting transmissible diseases from the various things that are being metaphorically inserted in you, well, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy to call for protection, whether he's ribbed for your pleasure or not, is Stephen P. New at newlawoffice.com, 888-692-8084. Brian, have you heard what's going on now in the new law office business and what Stephen P. New is doing, the flag that he is carrying, the crusade that he is on to get justice for people? Have you heard about this?
I don't know. What's going on?
Well, families of 14 inmates who have died in a West Virginia jail in the past year are demanding a federal investigation into what they say is negligence on the part of state authorities. The Southern Regional Jail in Beaver, West Virginia, has had 14 inmates in the past year die while in custody. Beaver, West Virginia is not that big a place, right? And the last one, the 14th death, a fellow who had been incarcerated for 3 months, died of causes that are not yet known. However, there was another fella who I'm not going to give names, who died on March the 1st, less than 24 hours after being admitted to the jail. An independent autopsy found signs of blunt force trauma, fractured ribs, consistent with being handcuffed while being beaten. Both wrists broken, arm broken, nose broken, leg bone broken. Wonder if the other inmates handcuffed him before they beat him up. And 13 deaths in 2022 are up from only 1 death at the institution in 2018. So things are getting worse, and they're black and white inmates alike. Well, co-counsel in the lawsuit that has been filed, Stephen P. New, said a 1950s or 1960s Russian gulag could not have been worse than 2023 West Virginia. prisoners killing each other, killing themselves, guards instructing female gangs to beat up female prisoners. One of them who died in December after she was assaulted by other female inmates looking for drugs they suspected were hidden inside her body. And she was being held for shoplifting. So she got the death penalty for shoplifting. Anyway, they've had some whistleblowers, but more important than that, they've got Stephen P. New. Deplorable conditions, overcrowding, leaking toilets, lack of mattresses, bugs, maggots.
It's like WCW.
Rotten. Sounds like WCW. Rotten, crooked guards. The whole 9 yards. The new law office is going to take all of this into advisement, and things will be done. And they can be done for you too. If you've been wrongfully terminated, wrongfully imprisoned, wrongfully maligned, or just if you're wrong, Stephen P. New will take your case and get you justice, one way or the other. 888-692-8084, newlawoffice.com.